Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to fix the trigger problem in the Taurus PT111 Millennium G2. It's basically the number one complaint you hear about this gun is with the trigger. It feels it's gritty or it just doesn't feel right. At least I'm going to show you how to fix the gritty problem and get rid of the sticking that you'll tend to see with this gun. I'm just going to show you real quick, take it apart. I got snap caps in there. Don't really dry firing my gun, but basically when you'd pull on this trigger, it would always get stuck. I'd say about this point, you'd pull back, you'd get stuck, it'd break again before the actual break to release the firing pin. But it was annoying as hell. I've put 550 rounds to this gun, and it just never went away, and it just kept on bugging me more and more the more I shot it. So what I did is I started looking online, trying to find, possibly if I could find a new trigger, through like Lakeline or something, but nobody offers a trigger for the Taurus Millennium PT111 G2. But I'm going to show you at least how to get rid of that gritty problem and to make that trigger so much more smoother and make it a gun that you can actually enjoy. But just going to take it apart real quick. Just gotta pull back the two little, whatever the hell buttons, whatever the hell you want to call them. Pull the trigger, but you don't actually have to pull the trigger. If you read the manual, it does not say anything about pulling the trigger, but I just don't like forcing it because you can actually just push it off yourself, but you have to put in a little bit of pressure, pull back a little bit, push forward, but doing the trigger just doesn't bug me. But so, first thing that I noticed when I would take apart this gun is that when I pulled the trigger after I took off the upper from the lower, that gritty problem wasn't there. It just felt very smooth. And so that just told me, whatever the problem is, it must be in the upper. So I grabbed it, pulled back this firing pin, because it's the only thing I could obviously think of, and sure enough, when I pulled it back, I could feel that grittiness that it was sticking, that you would feel in the trigger. So that just told me whatever the problem was had to be, the striker guide or the firing pin itself or something. Whatever it had or whatever it was had to deal with that. Doing a little bit more, looking online, people did say that cleaning this out can get rid of trigger problems, even for this particular gun and other guns. But with this one, it just actually showed to be true that that was the problem with this gun, or with the trigger, I should say. I'm going to show you how to take it apart real quick, just clean it out and then reassemble it, and that will get rid of your problem. So I'm just going to pop off the spring right here, pull out the barrel. So, taking this apart is very simple. Just a disclaimer, I'm no gunsmith, I'm not a pro. It's my first handgun, but this is very simple to do. I seen a video of another YouTuber who posted one that shows how to take the firing pin out and the striker guide. I'll give a link to his video below. But yeah, it's very simple to do. I tend to not work on anything that I don't feel confident that I'll be able to do myself. But like I said, this is very simple. You're gonna want to get yourself some small, screwdrivers or something like that. I got the precision screwdriver set. I took the, let's grab the actual flathead. Get the largest flathead, and then I just grabbed the smallest flathead that I had in there as well. So these are the two tools I will be using. But yeah, it's very simple. Let's just do it. So the striker guide right here, this orange part, it's a plastic piece. We need to take off this back right here to actually get the firing pin out, so that way we can clean out everything. So what you're gonna want to do is take your flathead screwdriver or other tool that you have, and as you see, I can pull back on that orange piece, and that will allow us to, when we do that, pull off the back. As you can see, very simple, very easy, not hard at all. The striker guide pops right out, push it out, there you go, that's your firing pin and striker guide. So what I did is I actually grabbed myself some Q-tips, and you'll be able to see. Let's see if I can get it to show. Oh, actually, let's move that so you can see through it. There you go. But inside, you can see the little hole, but it will be full of carbon. You just grab, your Q-tip, throw it in there. Me, what I like to do is I just, bend it back so that way it's just getting every corner in there. Just clean it out as best I can. So I don't know, I probably spent like, I'd say a good 5-10 minutes maybe at most cleaning this out, just because I wanted it to be as clean as possible. But I did all the way from back here, just like I said, just pushing on all ends of the Q-tip just to make sure I'm putting a lot of force to collect as much carbon as I could. And still see it's a little dirty, but that's all right. It's a lot better than what it was. So what I also did too is right here you have this this pin. This inside of here, there is a little metal piece or plastic piece, I'm not sure, but when you push this down, it'll actually move up and down. So what I did is I would push it down and hold it down while I went in and cleaned with it as well. Just pushed, to the outer edge, which would push on the right next to it, and just clean it out as much as I could. Even add the Q-tip in there, push it up and down a few times just to clean off the little metal piece or plastic piece, whatever it is. And yeah, so cleaned it until, it was just a little bit of carbon like that. And then what I did is for the firing pin itself, you would see that there's a lot of carbon buildup inside of here, on the pin right here. But inside these springs, so that's the part that I mainly focused on. You can disassemble this, which in the video that I'm giving a link to below, the YouTuber will show you how to take this apart. I'm not going to do that just because it's not necessary. I'm not going to, put a new spring on or anything like that. So I just figured I'd leave it as be. But I threw this, over it, the piece of cloth, and then, just get in between those springs. So me, I can be a little bit particular, but I just spent the time, going in between all these springs and just cleaning it out as well as I could, just rubbing it off. And yeah, so right here it would be black, full of carbon, you'd seen no shine really, but once I got done, it was nice and shiny again. Then what I did is I cleaned off the actual striker guide itself. Would actually, clean inside of here, pull back the actual pin, and then I clean inside of there, and pull back the pin to make sure I clean inside of there as well, just because I wanted to get it as clean as I possibly could. That way I could rule this out as a problem if it was the issue or not. So once I did that, then, just reassemble it. So putting the firing pin in, and get the back. So you gotta push in, well, you're gonna need the screwdriver again, but you can push in here, so it'll allow you to get your tool inside of there, and then stick that, the backing for the actual striker guide and the firing pin. I'm actually gonna hold it against my chest just because it is the easiest. Slide it back in, and there you go. So now, immediately when I reassembled this and I pulled on the firing pin, I could tell that the grittiness, it didn't completely go away, but it went like, it's 10% of what it was before, because it would actually stick. Now you can kind of tell it's there, but it's not enough to actually really like bug you or anything like that, or maybe if you're a perfectionist. But just reassembling it, throw it together. So at this point, I was pretty excited because I had a feeling that just because of the amount that it changed from me pulling on the firing pin itself, I had a good feeling that it might actually feel a lot better in the trigger as well. And sure enough, when I pulled on the trigger, that gritty feeling that you would have right here, it was gone. It's not there. It is so much better now. There is not a single complaint I have about this gun now that the trigger is fixed, or at least smooth. The gritty problem is gone. Now this gun is just the perfect gun, especially for a beginner. So yeah, go ahead and give it a shot yourself if you feel comfortable with it. If you don't do it. Bring it into a gunsmith, something like that. I don't know. But like I said, seeing the video that I seen made me feel really comfortable doing it myself. Give it a shot and hopefully it works out for you. And let me know below.